How we doing, guys? It is April the 1st. Um, Happy heavenly birthday to the groove master himself, Mr. Jeff Picaro, the original drummer for the band Toto. Just wanted to say that before we get into this video. Big fan of that group, always have been. Um, so anyway, let's get to the business at hand here. So, today starts a $20 per hour minimum wage for the folks in California that work in fast food and work in diners, restaurants, etc. It's like Governor Newsom finally got something right. I say this as a fiscal conservative. I am not a Republican. I am a fiscal conservative because, in my opinion, guys, Republicans are anything but conservative. Take a look at that. Take a look at their wars that go on for 20 years and never end. You know, and their desire to police the world. Not a big fan of that agenda. How they can do that and call themselves conservative, I don't know. But that's a discussion for another day. So let's talk about this fast food thing. So right away, every time this happens, we hear, oh, there's going to be massive layoffs. Massive layoffs. Why is there going to be massive layoffs? So is it the minimum wage being increased that's going to cause these layoffs, or does it have a little something to do with something I've been noticing over the last recent years, shall we say? About a stone throw from my house is a Taco Bell. They literally just tore the old building down. I don't think the old building had been there 20 years. They tore it down. They built a new one in its place that's roughly the same exact size as the old one. I really don't notice much difference. I think it's gray. That's the only difference. They might have did a color change on it. But they ripped this thing down, completely demolished the old one, if you could even call it that. I mean, I've got jackets and CDs in my closet that are older than the old building was. It was from the George Bush days, George W. Bush days, and they're tearing it down already. Don't stay too long, you know. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed this or not, but in recent years, like Burger King's doing this, Double Arches are doing this, Wendy's is doing this. Hell, Starbucks is in on the game. Dunkin' Donuts, they're all doing it. They want to have these little square buildings, I guess, to try and attract my age group. You know, we went to McDonald's and all those places when we were kids, and they had the little playground and stuff and all that junk. And, you know, now we're getting older, you know, so we need to go in there and, you know, have a nice padded seat now that we're middle aged, you know, to have a nice little padded seat to sit on so we don't have to go running for the preparation H. And we'll keep coming back and pumping our arteries full of that garbage that they sell, that they call food. So that millions of dollars they spend on each of those buildings to tear down and build new or renovate, as they call it, to make all of them look the same, so you don't know if you're at a fucking Dunkin' Donuts or a McDonald's anymore, or a Starbucks. You know, and we're supposed to just go with this because this is what they're telling us we want now. You know, I liked it when all the buildings looked different. I liked the difference in character. I didn't care if I had to sit on a hard seat. And I don't use preparation H anyway. I don't have that problem. But, just a shoulder that throbs every once in a while from all the heavy lifting I've done at work over the years. But other than that, we're holding up pretty good for being almost halfway through the 40s. But, no, I mean, this is ridiculous. Okay? You can't pay you have to do layoffs, and you can't pay your workers appropriate compensation. Because if you had adjusted the minimum wage to reflect inflation for all the years that have gone by, since the 60s, inflation would be, I believe it's somewhere around like $21.50 an hour. And that would be nationwide, excuse me. That would be nationwide. And then what's the next thing I hear? Oh, well, there's going to be massive layoffs, but, oh, well, these jobs are only for people in school and college kids. Well, why are there going to be massive layoffs then if it's just for college kids? Why is it such a big deal? Maybe because it's not just college kids working there. It's, maybe society and people like the big news networks need to start paying attention to neighborhoods like the one I grew up in. Did we have some nurses come out of the neighborhood where I worked in that were successful? Absolutely. We've had some very successful people come out of that neighborhood, and I'm damn proud of all of them, the ones I grew up with. Absolutely. But you know what? Some of them also fell on hard luck. And that fast food job might be all they have. Yeah. Now, I don't live in California. I live in Jersey. We're another one. Our minimum wage is $15-13 an hour here, and that's for all things, I think, except I think like farming or whatever. It might be a tiny bit less, but the overall scope, like your average companies, the minimum wage here is $15-13 an hour. And the governor, he don't have much longer. I think he's done a year after the presidential, so he'll be on his way out after next year. So he's already said he would be open to increasing it again, but here in Jersey. But this is the thing this is what gets me every time. They present these stupid arguments. Oh, well, this is just college people's jobs, right? Jobs for people going to school. Like I said, I need to meet some of the people from the neighborhood where I grew up. And quit turning a blind eye to those people. All right? It really stinks to be part of a society where you are ignored as a person, but they can send billions and billions of dollars off to some other country halfway around the world that I've never even heard of. Oh, military equipment. Here's a bunch of money. Whatever it is, whether millions of dollars, billions of dollars, whatever the hell it is. Send all this money some far off country. But we don't even want to pay attention to the people that live here, that have been here their whole lives, were born here, that fell on some tough times, and maybe that fast food job is the only one they have. California, a lot of people are saying is, there are getting to be a lot of disgusting areas out there. And I don't agree with Governor Newsom's policies on everything, but I think he knocked it out of the park this time. These companies need to start paying appropriate compensation to the people that actually make the company what it is, and that's the people that do the fucking work. All right? Ross Perot talked about this 30 years ago. We got a big problem in this country. It was a problem then when we just had $4 trillion in debt. It's a problem now with $34 trillion in debt 30 years later. It's a big problem now. And that problem is the ratio between CEO and worker pay. Why are people that are running companies making as much money as Hollywood actors? Or people that are musicians that have been musicians for years and years that did really well because they lined up with the right people and they were able to keep some of their money. Some of the money that they made. Just saying, guys. I don't want to come here and go on a political rant or nothing. But we got to start paying our workers in this country appropriate income to reflect the times. And stop whining that layoffs need to happen. If you run a business and you can't afford to pay your workers appropriate income, you need to take a look at your salary. Or maybe you should take some business classes. Or maybe you don't fucking need to be in business. If you can't afford to pay your workers appropriate compensation and keep your food prices fair. So that people can go out and enjoy a meal if they don't feel like cooking in front of a hot stove after a long day at work. Just saying. Anyway, that's it for this one. We'll have more exciting videos to come. We'll do some music stuff coming up pretty soon. I got a bunch of CDs in. I just got to figure out which ones I haven't shown you guys yet, and then we'll do one on that. So anyway, guys, welcome to April. Happy April Fool's Day, and enjoy yourself, enjoy your week, and good health to everybody. I hope you all had a happy Easter, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care. Cheers.